Hello from Fox News Live. This is Juliet Hudding speaking. Today we revealed a shocking fact about the popular boy band One Direction. It has been found that Niall is afraid of pigeons. Their new album, Up All Night, has been released and is now #1 on iTunes.
I bet Tia Dowling already checked that out.
In other news, UK won the other night.
Juliet, did you hear about the shooting of Trayvon Martin?
I most certainly did. He was an innocent kid who was shot by a police officer just because he looked guilty. There was no proof that he did anything wrong, and most people think that there was racism involved.
This reminds me of an event in Maycomb. There was a man named Tom Robinson accused of rape. There is no evidence of any crime committed in that case either. The reason he got accused was because of his race.
Today we'll be interviewing Miss Jean Louise Finch, who lives in Maycomb and is the daughter of Mr. Atticus Finch, who was Tom's lawyer. Maycomb is a small town in Alabama where there are a lot of problems in the social dynamics.
Hello, I'm Miss Molly Lyons. Today I will be interviewing Miss Jean Louise Finch, also known as Scout. Hello, Miss Finch. I'm Miss Molly Lyons.
How are you?
Good, thanks. You may take a seat. So what is it like living in such a small town like Maycomb?
There are good and bad things about Maycomb, probably like any place. The bad things are that everyone knows your business, people gossip about everybody else, and there is a lot of inequality among racial groups. The good things about everyone knowing you is that they know your problems and respect them in a way. Take the Cunninghams, for instance. Everyone knows they will not accept anything that they cannot recompense, but when Miss Caroline, the new teacher, came to town, she didn't understand the difficulties among the Cunninghams. It was embarrassing for both her and Walter Cunningham.
What type of people live in Maycomb?
In my opinion, there is only one kind of folks living in Maycomb: folks. Everyone is human no matter what he or she does or how he or she lives. Everyone is created equal and should be treated equal. My brother Jem thinks that there's 4 kinds of people. He thinks that they're the ordinary kind, like ourselves and our neighbors, the kinds like the Cunningham in the woods, the kinds like the Yules in the dump, and the Negroes.
How do you think the fire at Miss Maudie's house started, Scout?
The afternoon after the fire, I was talking to Miss Maudie. She seemed quite unmoved by the incident. It did not rattle her one bit, because she didn't even like her house. Her only concern was her flowers. I think the fire started because she left her stove on to keep her plants warm, which made her house catch on fire. I think that she had an idea that her house might burn down.
I read on the Maycomb Gazette that you and Jem have a fond interest in Boo. Is that true? And if so, why?
Yeah, that is partially true. With all the gossip about Boo, it seemed like a fun game messing around with their life. We actually made a Boo Radley game. It was silly. Boo Radley isn't anything people say he is. He has a kind interior. He's just really shy and spends his time indoors. Now that I've seen him and met him, I understand that the people who make him can be so rude with their lies. Being on the Radley's porch made me realize how messed up our world is, and I understand how he would rather stay inside than be a part of it.
Is school fair? In your opinion, are they teaching you kids right?
Oh goodness, I would say no. Atticus teaches me how to read, and I was ahead of other students one time. Miss Caroline said I have to stop reading. She thinks all students have to be on the same level as others, but I know that isn't right. They're changing the way they teach. We're not all the same and should not be taught the same. People learn at different paces and in different ways, and the school needs to exceed everyone's needs. They need to learn how to really teach kids. My father got taught really well not being at a school because he was taught the way he needed to be taught.
In recent events, Atticus has proved to be a mighty good shooter. What do you think of this? Does it change your opinion of Atticus in any way?
I'm very surprised that Atticus is a good shooter. I didn't think that he would be the one to shoot anything. My opinion of him did not change, however. Every boy seems to want to shoot. It's like a symbol of manliness. I know now that Atticus does not shoot anything unless he needs to. It's not something he's proud of, and it's not something he considers anything special.
What are Atticus's best attributes?
Atticus's best attributes are his respect for all individuals, understanding of different people's situations, kind heart, high intelligence, and his knowledge about the importance of a moral education.
Is Atticus your role model?
Yeah, he's the only parent I've got, and I respect him and what he does. He treats people right, and that's a great quality. Some people aren't fair, and even as a lawyer, he is. Atticus has taught me that everyone has different things going on, so you shouldn't judge anyone.
How did Jem react to the trial?
Jem was really sure we would win. I think he was really puzzled Tom was found guilty. He seemed to lose his hope that the courthouse would be fair enough to face reality.
How is Jem acting now that he is growing up?
He is a little grumpy, and sometimes I really don't think he wants me around. He's becoming more like Atticus. He's reading instead of spending time with Dill and I.
Dill got all upset over the trial. Do you feel the same way?
Yeah, Dill and I both realized as kids that the trial was not fair. I have seen more of reality than Dill, so it made a bigger impact on him. But I believe that all people of Macomb did not coexist properly, and now that Dill and I have witnessed it, we both came to face reality a little more.
What are your opinions of Dolphus Raymond? Everyone thinks he's a drinker. Do you?
No, actually, I know he isn't. When Jem, Dill, and I were at the trial, we went outside because Dill got upset by Mr. Gilmore's disrespectful attitude towards Tom. Mr. Raymond was really nice. He helped Dill quiet down, and he gave him some of his Coke, which everyone thinks is whiskey. We got to know Dolphus a little more, and we also learned that since one rumor is spread about him, there has to be others. Our society makes up stories, many times revealed to be false, and rumors to fill in the blanks of other people's lives.
What was the ham costume for the agricultural play like?
Mrs. Crenshaw made it for me, and she did a fine job. She thoughtfully left 2 peepholes for me. Jem said I looked exactly like a ham with legs. There were several discomforts, though. It was hot, it was a close fit, and if my nose itched, I couldn't scratch. And once inside, I couldn't get out alone. It was said that it saved my life when Mr. Yule attacked Jem and I.
Who is this Mr. Yule?
A drunk. He's the father of Macomb's poorest family. He accused Tom of raping his daughter, knowing that he didn't. Mr. Yule represents the dark side of the South. Poverty, ignorance, and the racial prejudice. He gets away with a lot more than he should because he has kids that he needs to feed.
You said that he attacked you. What do you mean by this?
On Halloween night, when Jem and I were coming home from the pageant, Jem said he heard something, and he told me to hush. I thought he was just trying to scare me, until I heard it too. We started running, and we almost got to the road, but Bob got a hold of us. He got Jem first, and then one for me, but as I said, the ham costume saved me. Everything was a blur. All I remember was huffing and puffing, and I thought it was Jem. The next thing I saw was someone carrying Jem home. I went home, and it turned out Boo Radley saved Jem and I. He was the one carrying Jem. Mr. Heck Tate went out to check at the scene, and he came back and said that Bob Yule was lying on the ground, dead, with a knife up his rib cage.
Seems like you had a rough night. We're sure glad you're still alive. Ladies and gentlemen, Miss Jean Louise Finch. Well, goodbye.
Wait, sit down.
Oh, okay, I got it. Okay. This is not working. This is totally failing.
Oh, well, hi, Scout. Nice to meet you. My name is Miss Ellen.
How do you do?
Take a seat. What do you think of the new school system, Scout? What? I don't know, it was your fault.
No, it's your fault because you were like, what do you think?
What are your opinions, Tom?
That's your fault.
It's because a booger was like, name's Miss Ellen. I'm gonna...
What? I figured out the question. What? I can't see our heads if we're standing up. What? Oh.
Okay. Sign a little bit. Sorry. Sign a little bit. Sorry. Sign a little bit. You have to get the whole Fox News in there. Back it up a little bit so you
Back it up.
yeah, so you can see.
You do, Dill. Hi.
Hold on.
Going on 8.
I would say no. Atticus teaches me how to read.
Hello, Miss Finch.
Howard.
We good?
Yeah.
Hold on.
We got this.
Peoples.
You guys are on.
Go. On Halloween night, Jim...